created SpotLight series back in 2013. So I went up to somebody named Tony Boy. Shout out to my brother Tony Boy. He was a part of the Ooze gang. They was called Cooley High at the time. And I went up to him and I was like, hey, listen, I want to throw an event. I always wanted to throw a concert. I always wanted to throw an event. Help me. I know that you're the man that everybody be going to for events. Help me. So he was like, okay, sis, I got you. So I winded up having Mike Excel, Prime Example, Dr. Ooh, Cooley High. I had a group by the name of Well Fed on there, and then I had First Class, but Well Fed and First Class winded up not showing. I know, but
the first one?
No, but they didn't show. No, but them two groups, and they were pretty like popular, like two popular crews that everybody was listening to locally in Buffalo. Like I said, Rick High was a part of Well Fed at that time. He was my friend, so I booked him like, yeah, come on, y'all, be on my show. And I don't think that it was intentional. I think that around that time, everybody was like, you new into the game. I'm not sure if this would benefit us doing this for you, instead of like out of the love. I may be wrong, but that's how I felt. Yeah. I felt like I wasn't taken seriously at the time. Like, oh, you just because you know us, you think you could throw a show, like, you know, you don't have any like backing behind you. But those was the only two groups that didn't show. Like, they was only two. Everybody else performed and gave their best performance for me. So it winded up being a really good show. But I'm not going to lie. After that, I was just a little bit discouraged. Like, it was like a little bit discouragement in me. Like, dang, like, I'm not being taken seriously. Like, why? What is it that I need? Like, am I not aggressive enough? Do they not feel like I have enough resources to throw these events? And I became discouraged. And then a little bit later on, Hitch Bernie, I was talking to him and he asked me to be his manager. So I said, okay, I'm going to try this now. So I started managing him and we took off. Like, it was so good. I got my niche back. I was like, oh, maybe this is what it is. Maybe I thought I loved concerts, but maybe this is what it is. So I had like my stages of figuring out who my position in the industry. Like,
I have to imagine that there was some stuff that happened to you maybe personally during the pandemic that made you want to bring the SpotLight series back.
I tell you what happened. Time. Sitting in the house, just feeling like I could be doing something, like, and not just anything. Like, I could be working on my craft. Like, I could be working on a comeback. And how could I do this? So every single day, I would be sitting in the house, bothered, how just being bothered, not being able to like go. But then after, I started to appreciate it because it made me sit my butt down and think of something to do. And then I was like, because I did a SpotLight series before, like I told you. It was my first one and my last one in 2013. So I was having a conversation with my boyfriend at the time, and he was like, you got to stop doing so much for people, and you got to start doing something for yourself. You always doing stuff for people and helping people do things, and then here it is, you sitting here with me. Go figure it out. And it was already on my mind, but I needed somebody to push me and say that, like, you got to do something for yourself. Yeah, you have a great mind to help other people get somewhere, but use that same mind for yourself. Do something for yourself. So I remembered how great SpotLight series was and what I wanted to do with it. I said, okay, how can I make SpotLight series bigger and better? So I met Chandra, Sneak Vibin', right? She's always been wanting to get up with me. She was like, listen, I heard so much about you. Because I took like a hiatus for a while from music, right? And she was like, I heard so much about you. Every time I speak to an artist, they be like, yeah, Neph helped me with this, or Neph did this. And she's like, I got to meet you. I've been doing this for this amount of time and I haven't met you. So we finally met up with each other and we clicked instantly. I love her so much.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is the best. That's like when you meet somebody and you be like, you are so genuine and you love what you do. Your passion is like, I love her for that. You know what I'm saying? So she just inspired me again. Like, oh, I'm outside. I'm about to do all of this, whatever. And I was like, I'm going to do a SpotLight series, but how can I do it great? So when I met Chandra and I knew she did interviews and wrote for the Challenger and she was a journalist, I'm like, I'm going to turn it up a notch. I'm going to do something that nobody's doing in the town. I'm going to take SpotLight series. I'm going to take it and I'm going to actually turn it into a series. I'm not going to stop at one. I'm not going to throw an average show. I'm going to give them a live interview. And then I ask myself, like, why do you want to do this? Like, why do you want to do this? Because it's easy to just throw a show, right? And it's easy for you to do a live interview. But what do you want to do? What's the purpose? So I had to think of the reason. And the reason that I came up with is to provide a platform for artists to tell their story. Like, basically for an artist to be able to say what they need to say in the beginning and then show people what they got. Like, okay, this is me. This is what I do. I want to build a connection with my fan base. And a lot of local artists, it's really hard in Buffalo to get people's okay. Like we're really tough, like Apollo tough. Like, if you're not good, boo, we not listening to you. If you don't have a certain type of clout, we not listening to you. You could be trash. As long as you're popular, people will be like, oh.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, how can I provide that platform? I do it any other time. I'm always putting people to the forefront. I'm going to do it on my own platform, the way that I feel an artist deserves to be put out there. So I talked to Chandra about it, and Chandra was like, oh yeah, I would definitely do that. She already does interviews for people, so she already was like, I want to do it. And then she was like, the opportunity to interview people that I haven't even interviewed before, like, I'm just excited to even do that. So I called Omri. Omri is the guy who owns TuneWorks Media. We went to high school together, and he does music. And I had found out that he winded up getting a space. And I was like, okay, it's fresh. Like, what he got is fresh. I want to work with somebody fresh. Like, we just stepping in. I want to create a team where we work together from the beginning to the end. So I called him and I was like, hey, I got this idea. I told him what it was. I said, I want to provide a platform for artists to tell their stories. I want locals to be able to say who they are so that the audience could build a relationship with them and love them more personally, not just off the music, but to know their story, to know them. Because I understand people like the story. They do. I love the story. When I know about you and I know how you got here, I'd be like, oh, I love you. I don't care what you do. I'm just there. So I was like, I'm going to have Chandra from Sneak Vibe and do the interviews. And then we're going to do a live performance. And I want it to be intimate. I want it to be intimate, special, like Tiny Desks, like MTV Unplugged. Like, that's how I want the vibe to be. And I want you to get it all on camera. And for everybody who missed it, I want to put it on YouTube. And I also want to do A&R work at the same time. So that I'm going to put these people on YouTube that we're putting on SpotLight series, so that when it does get bigger and we do start meeting other executives and record labels and stuff like that, they could be like, you know who Neph is in Buffalo? Yeah, she's running stuff. So if you want to find an artist, go on her YouTube page. She's who you need to talk to. Go pick your artist off of here, because everybody that she put on there is fire. So I told him what the credentials was. I was like, I'm not looking for somebody that's like, oh, my cousin do music. Like, no, I need to see work ethic. I want you to have projects, EPs, you working on your sound. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your Instagram look good. Like, I want to present a polished, upcoming artist from our town. And he was like, don't waste my time. And the crazy part about it is, it was like a flashback from my first SpotLight series, not being taken seriously. So I was on the phone with him. I was like, I'll come sit with you. Now, we went to high school together, so it kind of hurt. But when I finally talked to him, when I came to the studio and I talked to him and I said, listen, give me a chance. Let me do this. Let me show you what I have. Listen, I already have a nice amount of artists that already love me and bang with me. So, like, my first couple shows, I can guarantee they're going to be a great show. And he was like, all right, it's just a lot of people be having ideas coming up to me, but they haven't been following through with it. And I understood his side. Yep. I felt the way, but I understood his side. So I said, here we go again, that footwork that they need to see. I've been gone for a while. All right, cool. I'm going to prove it. I already knew where to go at this point. My first SpotLight series was with Kane Wave. We wasn't getting no ticket sales until the week of. I sold out the week of. Like, it was people pouring in outside of his studio. I just seen him. He's the cameraman too, because he, like, TuneWorks Media is like content creating and stuff like that. It's like a studio. I seen him go like this with the camera, and I'm sitting across from him. He goes to turn over to me like, he go, oh my God. After we got done talking, he was like, all right, we got to talk about doing our next one. I said, see, I told you. I know what I'm doing. And then we had another one and another one and another one. And now we here. I got Billy Esco live in Larkin Square. So it's lit.
That's next weekend, right? The
30th.
Okay, nice.
Yes. And the crazy part about it is I wanted to turn it up a notch. I was like, okay, we did these 6 shows consecutively each month. I had Kane Wave. I had Lindsay Nix. I had Gaines of the Ooze Gang. I had Brother Tom Sos. I had Origino, and this is number 6. And it's Billy Esco live in Larkin Square. And I was like, I want to take it up a notch. And Chandra was like, well, where will we do it? And I'm like, I don't know, but like I just wanna. I'm in like this feeling like I just want to keep wowing people. Like, let's do it. Like, you know. And Chandra got like a major following and a lot of respect. So like anything that she put her hands on, everybody just be like, we interested in what you got going on. So she just was talking to me. She was like, how about we do it in Larkin Square? And then I thought about it again. I'm like, you think Larkin Square is going to let us have somebody there, like, or even rock with us? You know what I'm saying? And that came from the fear of why I did Anti-Venue. Like, I'm still stuck back at I'm just coming back into the scene. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't think they're going to say yeah because of the type of music that we have. Not saying that Spotlight Series is not going to branch out and do other genres of music. Like, we will. But I'm starting back up. So I'm using my resources and my friends that I did music with. And, more so. Yeah. And I'm finding new talent. Like, and I'm just, like, picking them. Like, okay, you next. But I was like, okay. And we hit up Larkin Square. And they hit us back. And we told them, like, everything that we had going on. We sent them some footage. And he was like, oh, yeah, of course. We was like, what? It was that easy for us to get that? And he's been working with us. He's been so cool. He loved the idea. His name is Harry. He was like, dude, like, of course you could do this. You want to set up a merch table. You want to have food trucks. You want to do this. You want to do that. Just do it. Like, it's fine. It sounds like a great idea. And that's where we at.